I'm actually very disappointed in the New York Yankees right now.
What?
Very disappointed. You know what this means? I probably got to deal with Aaron Boone another year. He's actually been not an idiot the past 3 weeks.
Wow. That's the nicest thing you've ever said about him.
I think it's the only nice thing I've ever said about him. Well, that's not true. When he was a player, I liked Aaron Boone. But his managerial skills are just non-existent to me. So now, with Chapman... But to be honest here, this is where the Yankees are going to get their grit and grain from, right? You get Garrett Cole back. You get Rizzo back. You got Sanchez is coming back in the next, 3 or 4 days. We got Rizzo back today. Glaber's coming back soon. They just announced Kluber's got a rehab start in a few days. Severino, I'm convinced we will never know when Luis Severino comes back because every day it's a different story. The Joey Gallo trade, I don't think has really panned out. I know we didn't give up anything for him, and I'm not having this conversation again. But I do want to mention right now that Garrett Cole, before this COVID suspension, whatever you want to call it thing, he was struggling. Forget your best pitcher. He's your best player. So now, when you go in there, you've got Cole. Let's say you make the playoffs. You got Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole will pitch the wild card game or game 1, depending on how you fall in the standings. If you win the wild card game, who's pitching game 1? I don't know who that guy is. You assume it's Kluber if he's healthy.
Probably, yeah.
Proven to be able to do that.
He has experience, but some of it is negative, though, too.
Don't get me started on Corey Kluber, please. Then after Kluber, you really, really don't know who your number 2 pitcher would be. Game 2 or game 3, dare I say Chad Green opens it?
It depends on the team that they play. Because you got Tyone and Montgomery, who have both pitched well now. Maybe they make it in the spots. I think if it's a lot of righty-oriented team, you might see Montgomery or lefty Tyone, depending on them, or other way around, depending on the matchups.
So here's my problem with James Talion, right? He has all the talent in the world. I loved when the Yankees got him because I thought, all right, they bought low, and they can sell him high, or they can keep him for cheap. Oh, Sanchez is back today. Oh, good. So I don't know really where this goes. Montgomery I like. I like Jordan Montgomery a lot. And a lot of people are going to say Domingo Germán's name. I have seen Domingo Germán not know how to act in certain situations, so I know Domingo Germán in a playoff spot is not my best option. Jordan Montgomery doesn't have any playoff experience to my knowledge, so I don't know how he's going to pitch in that moment.
But that's not guaranteed to be a bad thing.
No, I know.
Either.
I'm not saying that. So if Jordan Montgomery's your 3, then fine. After that, you're grasping for air. Bottom line is, the Yankees, yes, they have a great resurgence going on right now. They need pitching. They need pitching. In the offseason, I don't care what. The Yankees can tell you whatever they want. It does not matter to me. Brian Cashman could say that there were no pitchers to be had, the market wasn't there. They're full of garbage. Dodgers got Scherzer and Trey Turner for nothing. Jose Barrios was not as much as what the Yankees probably thought it would cost. Even Kyle Gibson wasn't that much.
Well, he's older. He wasn't going to be a lot.
No, but Kyle Gibson or Andrew Heaney.
Oh, Gibson easily.
Oh, all right then.
Without question.
All right. So let's just say Yankee. We need a left-handed pitcher. You're telling me Andrew Heaney, whose ERA is 5, is a better pitcher now than Kyle Gibson?
I don't think he was ever a better pitcher than Kyle Gibson. Maybe 1 year with Miami. I don't think he was ever better. Gibson, even when he was like an average pitcher, was still in the threes, like the high threes area with Minnesota. Now he's finally having his breakout type year, 2.93. Again, except for 1 year in Miami, maybe his second year in the big leagues, when he was a top prospect with the Marlins. I don't remember him having a great year like this at all.
No. Nope. So now, then don't even get me started on the bullpen help. The Yankees completely blew up the bullpen. They should have got another pitcher for the bullpen. There were several names to be had. They didn't want any of them. But instead, you bring us Anthony Rizzo and Joey Gallo. And for the millionth time, I'm not saying they're bad gets. They gave up nothing. They're good players. I get all that. You know why NFL teams succeed in the NFL? They draft guys that are needs or they're generational talents that you can't pass up. The Yankees never, ever, ever, ever address needs. Ever. Ever. They need a middle infielder middle of the year. What did they do? They brought in Odor. Think about that.
Who's had one good season?
Think about that. He's not a good defender.
No.
He's not a good hitter. He's got a little bit of pop.
Yeah, he's a decent power hitter, but he strikes out.
Good on the bases.
Yeah.
And that's
he's not too bad on the bases either.
That's it.
But he strikes out a ton. Yeah.
Strikes out a ton. I mean, to be honest with you, I think his defense is a negative, not really even a neutral. I think he's a terrible defender. And they put him all over the diamond because he's a good defender compared to everybody else. That's why Tyler Wade and DJ LeMahieu, him and Glaber are like the same guy.
I would say Glaber's a little better than him.
Well, he's more athletic, but I don't know about better.
I think Glaber when he struggles, he makes it a lot of those like bonehead type errors.
Well, that's because he's his manager.
Oh, the boonhead, as you like to call him.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, fine. So he makes a lot of boonhead type errors. But I think he still has good range, though. I think
he has great range because he's an athlete.
Whereas Odor, I don't think ever had that. I think Odor was just he could field traditional grounders, and he has a weak arm. He makes bad errors too, and I don't think, like you're saying, I don't think he was ever a good defender. I think the Yankees were playing him at third in this game, which is very weird. Transitioning from second to third, it's a lot harder.
Why Tyler Wade's not playing third base? I don't know. You know why? Because Aaron Boone is a boonhead, but that's fine. Well, you need his bat in the lineup. Why do you need his bat in the lineup? The guy hits like 210. What line? Tyler Wade's hit like 300 the last 3 weeks.
Snug says, cheddar, Swiss, and blue cheese win it all. Snug says, yes, I'm disappointed the Yankees haven't been disbanded and spread to the four corners of the earth.
Hey, whoa, calm down.
Carl says,
they're the most valuable franchise in sports.
Carl says, Aaron Boone's been good except his bullpen choice in the ninth inning of the Field of Dreams game. Snug said,
he's been bad all year. He's been good the last 3 weeks. Calm down.
Snug says, is Earl in jail? Did someone on the airplane say the wrong thing about the Jets? Carl says, Errol is watching...
On the airplane, the Jets? Good. That was good. That was good.
Carl says, Errol is watching wrestling with Josh right now. Snug says, so he's getting paroled, in reference to me telling that he'll be joining the show between 10 and 10:30. I don't know if he's getting paroled, Snug.
This is a no bail state.
Carl says, Speedy, have you ever made a position change? Well,
no, don't answer that. I'm looking out for you. Don't answer that.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Carl. Now that I know what it could potentially be about. I guess that's one of the good times that Errol's not here.
Oh, yeah. Because then he'd be like, no, but I switched positions with your mom. And then you're just going to be like, oh, why?
Oh, God.
Why? For what? So, yeah, that's where we're at with the Yankees. And you know what's crazy to me? Everyone's like, oh, I wonder what turned the tide, right? They're playing small ball, ladies and gentlemen. Sacrifice flies, hit and runs, stolen bases. Remember those?
Those still exist.
Yeah. Brett Gardner just beat out a freaking infield ground ball. Speed kills. It's a great thing.
It is. Just that's the
athletic speed, not the drug. The drug, don't do that.
God.
Well, you just gotta make sure that people understand.
Snug says Earl and Josh are changing positions as we speak.
Who said that?
Snug.
Oh, Snugs. As funny as that is, I can't comment on that right now.
John says, yes, they will definitely make the playoffs. Are you referring to the Yankees, John? I would imagine so. They are right now they are tied for the wild card spots with both the Red Sox and Oakland right now. Oakland has started to struggle a little bit too. I think percentage points wise, they are right now a little below at the moment. But yeah, it seems like that. And the Red Sox have fallen off a cliff in the second half of the season. So
Well, that's the pitching's come down to it.
Yeah, John did say the Yankees. Yeah, well, yeah, they're pitching. Yeah, had overperformed so much in the beginning of the season.
Did they get Sale back though?
Yes,
Don't count them out.
they got Sale back. He pitched 5 innings. I think 2 runs allowed in his first game. Granted, against the Orioles, so I'm not going to say much. But I mean, yeah,
they're not going to get another hit the rest of the year.
They're gonna win. They're not gonna get another hit. They're not gonna get another win. So what are they gonna be like? All the teams, the Rangers, the Mariners. I forget who's the other one that got no hit multiple times this year.
No, what I'm saying to you is Mike Trout will come back and have more hits than that whole team does from this day forward combined. Now that sounds cruel and mean, but I bet you it's close.
John, yes, John. I am not going to sleep on the Braves. Unfortunately, as a Mets fan, I am not.
Why are we sleeping on the Braves? The Braves will be one and done in the playoffs. Probably,
but yeah, the way the Mets are playing, they're gonna probably win the division at this rate, and they've played well too. I mean, they're feasting on the Marlins, granted, but they got a lot of outfield depth, and it's working for them. Their starting pitching's been a little better, which is good for them, and the Mets don't know how to hit except for today, so yeah, the Braves will probably be fine.
What? Each other?
Well, they probably do know how to do that, but. In terms of hitting the baseball, not so much.
What they should do is they should let Familia pitch BP, so that way they get warmed up, and then they should play the game.
Yeah, well, yeah, why not? Even Diaz too. It's a non-save situation. He'll struggle.
Well, or it doesn't matter if it's a save situation or not.
No, he's great in save situations. He's just god awful in non-save situations. He's only blown 2 saves this year, and both of them were in the right after the All-Star break. I think the first 2 weeks after the All-Star break. But after that, he's been fantastic, and in save situations, he's great. If it comes to a tie game or a non-save situation, that he comes in with like a 5-run deficit or a 5-run lead or something like that, or if he comes in when he's losing, he is terrible, and the splits are...
To be fair, no closer should ever be in the game.
I know that. Here's the thing, though, and this is why I've mentioned that pitching versatility matters more than raw talent. There's a lot of closers like that, where they struggle in non-safe situations because of that. Zach Britton used to be a closer. Now he's converted into an eighth inning guy. What I'm saying is pure closers a lot of the time do struggle in non-closing roles. And a lot of the veteran-type closers we've seen do that, especially now as they're getting older. We've seen it with Kenley Jansen. We've seen it with Craig Kimbrell.
Oh, Kimbrell this year has been amazing.
He has, but I'm saying in general he has struggled. Even at his peak, he struggled in non-save situations. So a lot of these newer, more dominant relief pitchers are dominant because, 1, they can pitch in certain roles. 2, they can pitch in non-save and save situations. And versatility is much more key now, especially obviously with the 3-batter minimum. You gotta be able to pitch in different spots and pitch to both lefty and righties.
Can I also say real quick, that's one of the dumbest rules I've ever heard.
The 3-batter minimum?
Oh, so freaking dumb. So freaking dumb.
But again, as a result, managers have to adjust to that and be able to
it's the opposite. Managing now is easier. Oh, 2 lefties, 1 righty. Give me the lefty.
Well, again,
2, 3 righties, 2 lefties. All right, give me the righty.
I'm not going to necessarily say I agree with the rule either, but it also is different. Where
dumb.
I'm not advocating for it. I'm saying there is also some strategy involved to an extent where if you have guys that are normally specialists, like a lefty specialist, or again a specialist for 1 batter or something like that, that you're planning for in the game. Now you have to plan for 2 other hitters though, or you were planning for maybe we're going to pitch this guy to face, let's just say, we'll use Juan Soto as an example, but now you also have to face the 2 hitters before him or a hitter before and after him type thing. Well, there is a different strategy to it. I agree with you where the specialty and the lefty-righty situational managing's harder. I'm just saying there's a whole different managerial aspect now that you have to technically save those relief pitchers because all of a sudden now, because of the way they micromanage the game, they're so used to that a lot of these pitchers are now specialists, and it's the way they build their team, and now they have to change all that as a result of last year's rules now carrying over to this year.